All right, so we're officially recording, which means it's the start of class. It is Monday of week 2, so the beginning of week 2 of business math. I appreciate everybody for showing up. We've already talked here about some certain problems. The first one being under the chapter 5 quiz number 11 is the gasoline problem. So let me read it to you, and then I'm going to jot down, and everybody can see my whiteboard, right? So that should help. Pit stop. Who thinks of these things? Sold $15,799.50 worth of gasoline. So let's look here. Okay, I'm having issues here. Oh, that's why I need to clear everything out here. Okay, we're gonna have to do this another way then. My electronics are not working correctly. I'm gonna pull up a spreadsheet instead. And it's probably the pen. So let me pull the problem up here. Is that like a black and mild you got there, Lorraine? What are we doing here?
It was my pen.
Oh, I mean, I'm enjoying a good cigar, so I wasn't hating on you by any means.
Oh no, I probably need to, but smoking is a bad habit. Here, yeah.
I seem to not be able to compare tonight, whatever that means.
Where in the heck?
Okay, try this again. Okay, bring it over there. Choose that one. All right. And am I sharing my screen with you guys? Nope, I am not. Okay. So you should be able to see a spreadsheet and the problems, right?
Yep.
So here's the explanation. So let's kind of go over it. Okay, pit stop sold $15,799.50 worth of gasoline yesterday. Regular sold for $3.30 and premium sold for $3.45 a gallon. If the station sold 390 more gallons of regular than premium, answer the following questions. Okay, how many gallons of each type were sold? Well, we know that, what are they doing here? Okay, so X plus 390 equals gallons of regular. All right, everybody see this right here? So X is going to be premium. X plus 390 is regular. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
I can't see this. I'm sorry.
Too small?
Very small.
Better?
No, I just can't see. I'm sorry. My glasses don't come in until tomorrow, so I can't see
I'm sorry. So X is going to be gallons of premium. X plus 390 is going to be gallons of regular. And that's what they give us here, right? We sold so much premium, then we sold 390 gallons more regular. Now we're going to put the price and multiply the price of premium by our number of premium here.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to multiply our price for regular by our number for regular. Now, X plus 390 is one number. Okay.
Okay, you lost me. I'm totally lost. I don't have no idea what you're doing.
Okay. So we're going to have to back up. Gotta help me. Where did I lose you at?
Were you talking about X something? And I don't know
Okay.
what you're talking about.
Okay, so they told us that we sold, uh, what they're asking here is how many gallons of regular and how many gallons of premium we sold. So they're both unknown, so we're going to use what's called a variable, right? Which is a letter that represents a number. Does
Okay,
that make sense? Okay,
all right,
so the gallon premium we sold, we're going to call X. So we sold X
okay,
number of gallons of premium. In the problem, it also said sold 390 gallons more of regular than we did premium. So regular is going to be X plus 390 gallons. Whatever premium is plus 390 gallons, which we don't know what
okay,
that is yet, right?
okay,
Now I'm going to multiply the price of my premium times X. So the price of premium times whatever the amount of gallons is, that's still an unknown. And I'm going to add that to the price of regular times however many gallons of premium, which is X plus 390. And we're going to set that equal to the total sales.
okay. You're going too fast as I'm not following for some reason. You're going too fast. So, oh no, I got X plus the more gallons. Is that supposed to equal something?
Okay. So $3.45 times the number of premium gallons plus $3.30 times the number of regular gallons is going to equal to your total sales, which is $15,799.50.
Right.
And I can try to make this a little larger to see if, even without your glasses, you can see it. How about now, Deidre?
No, I can't see anything. I'm sorry. Everything just too far off. I can't see it.
Okay. Well,
Mm.
good thing is recording this, so follow along the best you can, and then you can rewatch it when you get your glasses tomorrow. Now, 345 times X is 345X. Okay. On here, we're going to use a little thing called the distributive property, because when you see these parentheses, you have to multiply the 330 times X, but you also have to multiply the $3.30 times 390. So you multiply it here, and then you multiply it here. Okay. And it used when you're doing quadratic equations, I think they used to call it the FOIL method, but it's all the distributive property. And so 3.45x plus 3.30x plus the 390 times 330 is 1,287, and that is still equal to our total revenue here. Now at this point, we're just solving for X. First thing I want to do is gather these X's up. Okay. So if I have 3.45 X's plus 3.3 X's, that leaves me 6.75 X's. All right. Plus, and they kind of skip a step here, still plus 1287. Our entire job in the equation is to get X by itself on one side. We want X to say X is equal to something, right? So we want to move everything away from that X. In order to do that, you have to do the exact opposite of what they're doing. Does that make sense to you guys?
I'm still lost. I don't know how you're getting anything, but I'm listening.
All right, like I said, it'll make sense when you watch this tomorrow. Now, so at point, and they skip a step here, you have 6.75x plus 1287 is equal to 15,799.50. The way I always tell people is you go to the numbers farthest away from the X and start moving them to the other side. So adding 1,287 here, I've got to subtract it. So I subtract 1,287 from this side. It's gone. All right. But I have to do the exact same thing to the other side of the equation, the other side being the other side of the equal sign. So here is what they did. They took 15,799.50 and subtracted to 1287, and this is what you ended up with. Okay. Doing all right, Lorraine?
Yep.
Okay.
I got that one actually for
Okay.
some odd reason.
So anybody else who, if you get confused, let me know. Now, they're multiplying 6.75 times X here. So in order to get rid of that, you have to divide it. 6.75X divided by 6.75 leaves you with 1X right here. Okay. So that's what you want. X is equal to something. 14,512.50 divided by the 6.75. That's why I wish I could have got my tablet to working correctly. We could write this out. Divided by that gives us X is equal to 2,150 gallons of premium, because that's what X is. X represents our gallons of premium, right? So, and we also know that whatever we get in premium, we sold 390 gallons more of regular. So I just had, 390 gallons to it. So now we have our gallons. What do you think, Donald? Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. So that is your answer right there. And you can always go back and watch this. Like I said, without my tablet, I'm totally lost. I can't find the blue pen. So we're still digging stuff out of the house. I really apologize. So if the profit on regular gas is 15 cents per gallon and on premium is 18 cents per gallon, what was the station's total profit in dollars? Well, that's pretty easy. 18 cents a gallon times however many gallons we did in premium. 15 cents a gallon times whatever we did in regular. Multiply these two, I get 387. Multiply these two, I get 381. Add them together, $768 profit. That's actually the easiest part of the equation, isn't it? The hardest part is setting it up. Because I bet you had a problem with the one that has to do with speakers too, right? Was it speakers or keyboards?
No, I got the one with that one. That's why I was having start putting this one together. But I just realized that what I did wrong was when I set up the equation, instead of having it X plus 360 like it is in my equation, I was multiplying, and so I was getting too much.
Gotcha. Okay, so you see where you did wrong. Okay, great. Let me do this here. Okay. Any other specific problems on what chapter was this again? I always forget. They all seem to run together. Chapter 5. Any more questions on chapter 5?
Okay. I just want you to do it just because I kept getting it wrong and I ultimately got it wrong.
Mhm.
Sorry, second. Yes. I put them somewhere over there. I don't remember. The one about the
The what?
the one about it's number 13 on the same chapter 5 quiz about him purchasing 4-unit apartment buildings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why this blew my mind, but like I got really mad about it. And I ultimately got it wrong, and so I didn't get I mean it like, you know, I ran out of submissions for it, but still in my brain, like I want to know how easy this was because I feel like it was pretty easy.
My suggestion, if you do it twice and you still don't get the right answer before you do your third submission, hit the ask your teacher button.
Okay. I mean, I still
That
made a
way-
90 on it. I'm okay, but it was just like, I just want to know how you did it because like that one really bothered me because I feel like it was super easy and I was just being dumb or something. So,
Okay, so Scott Mason purchased a 5-unit apartment building as an investment before he retired.
are you saying 5 or are you
From-
saying 4?
Well, what's going to happen is my number is going to be different from yours. which is going to be
Oh.
different from Donald's, which is going to be different from Margaret Ann's and different from Deidre's. That's how the software works.
Okay.
So you're not getting your answer, you're getting the answer to the same problem with different numbers.
Okay. Okay.
So it sets up the same way. So 5-unit apartment building as an investment. He pays out $600 for expenses, and how much must he charge for each of the 5 apartments? He wants to make $800 profit each month. So he's got 5 apartments. He wants to make a total of $800 profit each month, which is not very much. This problem always bugs me because there's no way, you can run a business like that. Okay, so they say let R equal the amount of rent to charge each month.
Okay.
So
We're solving for R.
yes,
Okay.
and you can call it X, you can call it Y, you can
Okay.
call it, whatever. So what you're saying is 5 apartment buildings times the rent on each apartment building minus your $600 in expenses needs to equal $800. Does that make sense?
Okay. Say that one more time.
The 5 apartment buildings times your rent,
Okay.
whatever the R is, minus $600, which are your expenses,
Okay.
needs to equal $800 a month. Because you're actually looking for the rent, right?
Yes.
Then you just solve. Once again, they're subtracting 600. You need to add 600 to each side. And I don't think I've explained this really well, but when it comes to these algebraic equations, the equal sign is the split, okay? And one of your jobs is you have to keep that equation balanced. See, watch the matrix. If you don't have a balanced equation, then you get the 1, you get Neo. Now, so whatever you do to one side of the equation, you have to do the exact same thing to the other side of the equal sign.
Okay.
All right. So if they are subtracting 600 from here. In order to cancel that out, I've got to add 600. And if I add 600 here, because negative 600 and a positive 600 together equals 0. If I add 600 here, I have to add 600 to the other side of the equal sign, 600 plus 800 is 1400. So I'm left with 5R on this side and 1400 on this side. Now they're multiplying. So in order to get rid of that 5, because I want to be left with R by itself on one side. I need R is equal to whatever. So in order to get rid of that 5, I've got to divide both sides by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1, which leaves you with 1R. That's what we're looking for. But I do the exact same thing here, which is divide the 1400 divided by 5. 1400 divided by 5 is $280. So he must rent each apartment for $280 a piece in order to make $800 a month profit. Also, he must be buying these apartment buildings and renting them out in 1977. Okay, I see Lorraine's still working on it. Donald, did that make sense to you?
Yeah, it did. I just always had issues with algebra, but I can figure it out.
He's like, it'll buff out.
3.
To be honest, like I started this class, so like a lot of the stuff I haven't done in like 20 years almost. So I was like,
I feel you. What about you, Lorraine? How you doing?
800 plus 300, 8, 9, 10, 11. 8, 9. I had that.
Okay, give me
It's
your
okay
problem.
because no, I mean, I get it. I get it now because I just worked it out. But I think maybe I had got that answer and put it in wrong. I don't know. It's gonna be okay, but I get how you did it now. It makes sense.
Hey, on to chapter 5, any other ones that confuse anybody?
Could we look
to be
at
honest, I haven't started on chapter 5 yet.
Okay, what'd you say, Margaret Ann?
Can we possibly look at number 16? That's the other one. It's another long word problem that I kind of got stuck on because it's like a two-parter.
Absolutely, absolutely. If a move to provide additional sales, U.S. car manufacturers, oh, I remember this one. For U.S. car manufacturers, the White House announces the purchase of 17,600 new fuel-efficient vehicles. Okay, suppose the new fleet, which includes 2,500 hybrid sedans, will cost $295 million. As an accountant in the White House budget office, you get to use made up numbers. No, hold on, that's not part of the problem. You have been asked to calculate the following. If each hybrid vehicle will have an average cost of $25,000, what will be the average cost per non-hybrid vehicle, round to the nearest whole dollar? Okay, so we have 2,500 hybrids at $25,000 a piece, right? Trying to get to where I am. Okay. So we have 2,500 vehicles, and they cost $25,000 a piece. So we're going to multiply those together to figure out that we end up with and the money. We end up paying $62,500,000 for these 2,500 vehicles. Okay. And I'm going to make this a little larger as best I can. Everybody agree with that number? Now, we also know we purchased how many vehicles?
I'm not getting how you set any of this up. I'm not good at story problems. I don't know. My problem is setting everything up.
Okay. Okay. Well, and probably what your problem is, which I've seen, I may be wrong, but I've seen a lot before, is you're being overwhelmed by the problem itself. So just whole thing is kind of thrown at you. Anybody know how you eat an elephant?
How you eat an elephant?
One bite
Yeah.
at a time.
One bite at a time, right, Donald? So first we
Because
just
all
break it
this-
down into the smaller part.
Because my
Go ahead.
anxiety is very high right now.
Okay, well, we'll work on that. Now, here's the information we need to know. They're buying 17,600 new vehicles. 2,500 of those vehicles are hybrids. The total cost of all 17,600 vehicles is $295 million. Now, on part A, they say if each hybrid vehicle will have an average cost of $25,000. So if I'm buying 2,500 vehicles at $25,000 a piece, I can multiply that together and figure out what the total dollar figure for the hybrid vehicles is, right? Do we agree with that, Deidre?
What are we multiplying?
The number of hybrid vehicles by the cost of each hybrid vehicle. Which is 2,500 vehicles times $25,000 a piece.
Okay.
That's going to tell you you have spent $62,500,000 on hybrid vehicles. That's what you multiply out to be. Now, also one of the things we know, well, we may not even need that. Well, yeah. Also, what we need to know is they were going to buy 17,600 vehicles total, right? That's what the problem gives us. I got it. Okay, so if they buy 17,600 vehicles, 2,500 of those are hybrid vehicles, it becomes a subtraction problem, right? The 17,600 minus the 2,500. That leaves me with non-hybrid vehicles of 15,100 vehicles. Okay, do we like that? Now, also our budget was $295 million. So 295, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Turn it into money. So it looks like so our total budget is 295 million. We've spent $62,500,000 on the hybrids. So what's left out of our budget for non-hybrid vehicles is going to be the 295 million minus the 62,500,000. So what is left in our budget is $232,500,000. Does everyone agree with that? Okay. So now it just becomes a division problem because we know we're going to buy 15,100 vehicles. This is what's left in our budget. So I'm going to take a budget divided by the number of vehicles, and that will give us the cost of each non-hybrid vehicle. So that is $15,397.35. They tell you to round it to the nearest dollar. So
Hey, Mr.
we're going to,
Diamond,
yes.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick.
Okay.
Just wanna let you know.
So that leaves us with $15,397 for each vehicle, each non-hybrid vehicle. Deidre, did you follow that? Or am I driving you to around the bend?
No, I'm just frustrated and my anxiety's high and I can't deal with it right now.
Well, you can always go back and watch this. And do you live in Tulsa?
Yes.
Okay. You come see me. Well, you make an appointment. You can come see me in person at 42nd and Sheridan. Just let me know when you're free and I will make myself available and we will sit down and go through this. Especially after, and I know what part of it is you don't have your glasses, so you're having a hard time seeing, and it's frustrating trying to listen and understand when you can't see what's going on. I get that. Because if you were taking,
I can see what's on paper, but I can't see how you work it out, how it's worked out or how it's set up on here because my screen too small. If I had my little Microsoft tablet, which is at home, which I don't ever bring it to work, I wouldn't have problem seeing it, but right now I just can't see how
are you
everything's set up.
right? Are you on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my phone, I'm at work, so.
Okay, I understand. So just go ahead and just tell me when you can come around, and I will make myself available. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Part B of the, and that goes for anybody. Okay. Our part B, suppose furthermore, the White House said that by replacing less efficient vehicles, the government will reduce gasoline consumption by 1.5 million gallons per year and prevent 27 million pounds of carbon dioxide from entering the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is not a pollutant, but hey, whatever. It's plant food. On average, how many gallons of gasoline and how many pounds of carbon dioxide will be saved per year per vehicle? Round to the nearest whole gallon. Okay. So we're going to save, we'll kind of bring this up, 1.5 million gallons. Oh, got it. So it's 1,500,000 gallons. And I changed these numbers to look like something. And it prevents 27 million pounds of carbon dioxide. Nope. Don't do that. That was big dumb. 27, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's our 27 million. Okay, and this carbon dioxide saved, this is our fuel saved. On average, how many gallons of gasoline, how many pounds of carbon dioxide will be saved per year per vehicle? And they're talking about vehicles in total, right? So, and let's look what they did here. They took that 1,500,000 gallons. This is number of vehicles, 17,600. 17,600. And then I'm going to divide 1,500,000 by that 17,600. And I'm going to do the same carbon dioxide as well. And then they said round to the nearest gallon or nearest pound. 85.23 gallons is going to be rounded down to 85 gallons. 1,534 pounds is going to be rounded down to 1,534. And that is our answers. Easy peasy. And like I told you, Deidre, don't look at the problem as a whole great big train coming to you. Because they're going to give you a lot of information you don't need. They're going to try to trip you up. So what you do is pull out the pertinent information for each part of the problem. And it just takes careful consideration doing that. And what I always tell people is don't jump straight into the problem. Read the problem once, twice, thrice, whatever you got to do till you kind of understand what's going on, and then start trying to do the math. But you need to read the problems. Okay.
I've always
So does
had
anybody
trouble.
have enough?
I don't know how to set
Go ahead.
these up. I mean, like equation wise, that's where I'm having problems with, and how you set it up, where you get all, I mean, that kind of
Well,
thing.
and
I never
and I
really get story problems.
I explained how it was solved. I didn't really explain how to set it up, but it's on your screen and will be on the recording. Let's see my chat here. I gotta watch my chat. Oh, no problem, Donald. He says he's having technical difficulties. I am too tonight. So do we have another problem or another chapter that we want to go over right now?
No, I'm good. I'm pretty sure I can figure it all out.
Okay. Also, like I said,
I'm having
go
issues
in
for
with which one?
chapter 4.
Homework or quiz?
Well, right now I'm on the, I think I did the quiz okay. It's just that the homework okay. I still have to put it in the computer, but I printed it out so I can do it on paper.
Okay.
And but the 4 quiz, I'm having problems with the checking account. I don't know why. It's just not going right, or
Okay,
I
well,
don't
let's
know.
just look at it. Which problem in particular?
Well, it's basically the number 4 on the 4 quiz.
Number 4. Okay. I kept hearing number 4 and I was thinking 4 quiz. I wasn't thinking of number 4 on 4 quiz. So number 4. Okay. Okay, this one is kind of a pain. You're looking for a bank in which to open a checking account for your new part-time business. You estimate that the first year you'll be writing 30 checks per month. So we're going to write 30 checks per month.
Okay.
I don't know why, for some reason, I loved this one. It was challenging. But I
This
finally
is not
got
a bad.
It really
a good
was. This is probably the one thing so far that has really challenged my brain.
I don't know why I found it so easy. I just did. What number is it on?
Chapter 4 quiz number 4.
Chapter 4 quiz. Okay, got it. Okay,
So
stop.
you're going to write. Okay, so you're going to write 30 checks a month. And then on your debit transactions, you're going to do 3. That's per month.
There we go.
And then in your average daily balance is going to be estimated at $900 for the first 6 months. So I'm gonna call this average daily balance for the first 6. And then let me turn this into money. And then your average daily balance for the next 6 months we'll call that average daily balance for the next 6 months is going to be $2,400 a day. So, and that's just information they've given us, right? And at this point, if I had a piece of paper, I'd just be writing it down. I got this crap on my hand. So now we have to figure out, calculate the cost in dollars of doing business with each bank. All right. And that's for a whole year. So if we write 30 checks a month, we're going to write 360 checks a year. Well, let's not even do that. Let's say bank 1, add in here. Bank 1, they're going to charge you monthly fees. They're going to charge you $17 a month with 1,000 minimum daily balance. Well, under here, we're going to be $17 a month times 6 months because it doesn't meet the $1,000 daily balance, right?
Okay.
And then here, they're not going to charge us anything because we're having $2,400 balance. We don't have to worry about those 6 monthly payments. Oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. That was $25 if it's under 1,000. If it's over 1,000, it's going to be $17 a month. So the first 6 months is going to cost you $150 a month. In 6 months is going to cost you $102. So I'm going to multiply each one of these by 6.
50. How'd you get the 150 and 102?
Okay. So on bank 1, they tell you that if you have at least $1,000 minimum daily balance, they're going to charge you $17 a month.
Okay,
right?
yes.
Okay, I don't know how I got the 150 now. I'm confusing myself. This is $17. This is 25. I multiply each one of these by 6. Oh God, man. That's $102 a year for the first 6 months, or $102 for the first 6 months. And I've still got these all backwards, but it'll still work out. These should be reversed. Because it's 17 or 25 a month under 17 over. Okay. So then I'm just going to add these two numbers up. And so bank one has cost me $252 a year. Once I finally get all my knucklehead out here. Bank two. Okay, they are charging you $4.50 plus 40 cents per check over 10 checks monthly. Okay. And then a $1, yes.
You timed both of them by 6? The $17 and the 25 and add them together?
Yep. Because for the first 6 months, you're not going to meet the daily balance. So you're going to get $5 a month charged. The second 6 months of the year, you do meet it. So you're only going to get $17 a month charged to you. Multiply each one of those by the 6 months, add them together, you get a total year's. Now, on bank number 2, they're going to charge you $4.50 a month, no matter what, right? And they're going to charge you 40 cents per check over 10 checks monthly. We're supposed to do 30. So the first 10 checks are free. So we're going to do 20 checks times 40 cents. And that's per month. So that is $8 a month to charge us for the checks. And then $1 per debit transaction. So that's going to be $3 a month because we're only going to do 3 of those a month. So now we simply multiply each one of those monthly charges times 12 to get our total yearly cost for each one of those. So they're going to charge us $96 a year for our checks, $36 a year for our debits, and $54 a year for the basic checking fee.
Okay, you lost me, but I can go back and watch it.
Then I'm simply going to add those 3 numbers together. And the total here is $186 a year. And let me. I'm going to mark our answers in yellow here. So far on bank 1, we got $252 a year. Bank 2, we have $186 a year. Bank 3, what are they charging us? Bank 3 is $7 a month plus 25 cents per check. So $7 per month right off the bat. There's no caveat. It's just what they charge us. And they also charge us 25 cents per check, and it doesn't matter. None of the checks are free. So that is, what do I say, 25 cents per check? And then how much per debit transaction? $2. Now we're going to multiply our 25 cents times our 30 checks, which is going to give us $7.50 a month. Multiply our $2 times our 3 debit transactions. We know it's going to be $6 a month. And then the $7 a month is just what they charge, right? So now we have our monthly charges. Now we got to multiply, because it's going to be $7.50 a month is what the charge is for checks. To multiply that times 12 to get our yearly charge. So everything is going to get multiplied by 12 to give us our yearly charges, except, yeah, even the $7. And then I add those charges together like we did the other ones. And it's going to cost us $246 a year. So far, Bank 2 has been our best bet. 252, 186, 246. Okay, I'm right. You should check the answers and make sure I'm not messing something up. Bank 4, it's $8 a month. Just is what it is, right? They're doing this 15 cents a check. And $1.50 per debit transaction. So there's the information we know so far. We're doing 30 checks, so I'm gonna take my 15 cents times my 30 checks. And per month, it's gonna be $4.50. 3 debit transactions times my $1.50 is $4.50 per month for that. And then once again, $8 a month just for having the account. Now I've got to take each one of those monthly charges, right, and multiply them by 12 to get yearly charges. So that'd be $54 a year for checks, $54 a year for debit transactions, and $96 a year just to have the account. When I add these three things together, I get $204 a year. All right. And so that all agrees with the answers they gave us. And then the part B, which bank should you choose for the checking account? Bank 2, right? And when you want to set it up, I'm going to leave this on the screen for a minute. When you watch the video, you can pause this and look at how they set it up. All right. Bad for you, Donald.
It's bad, Donald. It's bad.
I know.
I don't know. Lorraine was smoking a Black and Mild a while ago.
Yeah, this is my black and mild.
Man, the week I've had. So like my GM broke his foot last week. So like as the assistant, I've had to step up, and there's a lot of bull crap for last week. So
Adulting sucks, doesn't it?
man, it really does. On top of
Don't
that,
worry.
I got a 3-year-old. On top of that, I got a 3-year-old running in the house. So
Oh, we got a 3.5-year-old grandson, and he is excuse the vernacular, hell on wheels.
Oh yeah.
so my son's autistic. So that makes it even more fun.
So it is 9 o'clock. I know class is supposed to be officially over. If anybody will stay and go over any more problems, I will stay. If you need to leave, I 100% understand that. So it is up to each and every one of you to stay or go.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
See you later, Donald.
Help.
anytime. And if you need to do any tutoring, even if you want to do it over Zoom, let me know and I'll make we can make time.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
There's no healer, dude. We have
I want to know.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm on chapter 6 quiz.
Okay.
And my current grade in that is a 39 right now. So, and I haven't answered all the questions yet. I just kind of stopped because I was getting upset. So I've timed out on most of them, but I still have quite a few left. So I think I could still get a 70 out of this if I tried.
All right. And you said which chapter?
Chapter 6 quiz.
Is that, what are we on? We're on chapter 4 there. We were on chapter 5 earlier, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
trying
like
to
a
shut
tiny
down
bit
this.
ahead.
All right. So let's look at chapter 6 quiz. Percents in business applications.
Yes,
Did Deidre bounce on us?
I think so. I don't think she could see anything with her glasses problem.
Yeah, that makes it super difficult
Mhm.
because she's over here trying to listen to numbers.
I know,
I
it's
can't-
awful.
Yeah, I feel really bad for her. I would be frustrated as well. So which number are we looking at?
So let's start with number 7. Now, I did the exact same one of these on the homework and got them all right. And I get to this one and my brain went completely stupid. So I've got an A, which is the total revenue, because I just added all the numbers together.
Right.
And then it wanted, and I think the problem I'm having is maybe I'm getting the numbers right, but for some reason, I don't know why rounding to the nearest 10% is throwing me off.
Okay. Let's start from the beginning. Now we have what was it? Media 16.6. Resorts are 10.3.
I hate how yours are different numbers than mine. Why can't they just be the same? Like,
Financial is 6.5. And
God.
then retail is 2.1. Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to add all these together.
Yep. And I got the revenue.
Okay, we got total revenue 35.5 million.
Yep. Mine's 36.4. Okay.
Okay, that's in money. Okay, $35,500,000. Okay, what is total revenue? 35.5. So that's pretty easy, right?
Yes.
Okay, what percent rounded to the nearest 10th percent does each segment contribute to the total revenue? Now remember that the total revenue is 35.5. So
Right.
that's going to be your denominator, right?
Okay.
So, and what we're going to do is on media, we're going to take our 16.6
Mm-hmm.
and divide it by 35.5. Now, let me do this a different way. The 16.6 divided by 35.5. That way we get a percentage of how much it is, right?
Right.
Okay, now I'm going to do that through the whole thing. Okay, now you see there's a there. Now, first thing you're going to do here before you go to rounding is you're going to turn everything into a percent, right?
Okay.
In order to do that, you've got to move the decimal to the right 2 places or multiply it times 100 because that's the same thing.
Oh, look at
Makes
that. Okay.
Now it says round to the nearest 10th percent.
Okay.
So you're rounding to the number right after the decimal, right?
Okay. Yes.
So on the first one here, let me make this a little bigger. On the first one here, we're rounding to the 7, right?
Okay.
So we look to the number to the right. If it's 5 or larger, we add 1 to the 7. So that becomes, here, let me do
And
this.
if it's lower than 5,
If it's 0 through 4, you leave it alone.
so 1733.
So
Okay.
here, since it's 46.7, when I round it, It's gonna be 46.8, right?
Okay.
I look at I look at the next one to it. It's over 5. It's 5 or over. Boom, we add 1 to here. Now here, 29. I want to round it where that zero's at. I look to the next of it. It's 1. I don't do anything. It just becomes 29.
So if it was 1733.333333,
Be 17.3.
it'd just be 17.3.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's look at this one here. I want to round to the 3. I look next to it. It's a 0. So I leave the 3 alone. Becomes 18.3%.
Okay.
And then the same one here. They want to round it to the 9. I look next to it. It's a 1. So
Okay,
nothing
so-
happens.
Because
Okay.
it's still saying I'm getting it wrong. Okay, so say quit. I've already got the first two wrong. So I'm going to go to my retail. My retail sales is 2.1. So that is 36.4, which is my revenue, divided by.
Okay. Give me all your numbers. What's your media?
Okay. Well, I've already got those two wrong. So I'll give you retail sales and financial products.
Well, give me all of them so I can get a good total.
Oh, okay. So media 16.9, resorts 10.8, financial products 6.6, and retail sales 2.1.
Okay. So you're right. We're at 36.4. Okay. So here I took the 16.9 divided by 36.4 and got 0.47606. Is that what you got?
I didn't do it yet because I got them wrong, but yeah, I mean, that's okay. 36.4, oops, 36.4 divided by 16.
No. The 16.9 goes on top.
Oh, 16.9 goes on top. Okay, 16.9 divided by 36.4.
The denominator is always talking about the total, the whole thing you're talking about. The top
Okay.
number is going to be what piece of the whole number you're talking about.
Okay, so I got 0.46428.571.
16.9 divided by 36.4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
16.9 divided by
Yeah.
36.4. Yeah, is 0.46428.571. Or whatever.
Let me catch up with you here. Okay. I should have went ahead and referenced those cells. Okay. So on the first one, you got 46.429.
Uh-huh.
Second one, you should have got 0.2967.
Uh-huh.
Third one, 0.18132.
Okay. And that's going to be on retail sales.
Financial.
Oh, okay. So I haven't done that. So let's do that one. So 6.6 divided by 36.4. Okay.
Yep.
6.6 divided by 36.4 is giving me 0.18131 and so on. So I move that 2 decimals over.
Right.
So that's going to leave me with 18.131868.
Okay. Now, it wants you to round to that first one, right? The
Okay.
one right next to the decimal. I'm
Yes.
gonna look to the right, and it's a 3, so
It's a
I don't do
3.
anything to that 1.
So it's going to be.
So I just call.
Okay.
Go ahead. So it's gonna be 18.1, right?
18.1. Right.
Mhm.
Okay,
Now do
so that's-
the retail.
Okay, 18. Hold on, let me put that in there. 18.1. Okay, so then retail sales is going to be 2.1. So 2.1 divided by 36.4 is going to give me 0.0576. Move it 2 over would be 0.5.7, and it's over 5, so it would be 0.6.7.
No, No, you're not rounding to the 6. You're rounding to the 7, right?
Oh,
You're
okay.
rounding
So
to the
the
number next to decimal.
0.5 point, and it's past 5. So I would round up.
Yep.
To the nearest 10th or 100th.
10th right here. So add 1 to that, 7.
So 0.5.8.
Yep, 5.8.
Oh, 5.8. Okay, just
Yep.
5.8.
You don't have to put the 0 in front of it. These zeros in front of the decimals just
Yeah.
help you see where the decimal is at, but they're pretty much useless.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Yay. Yay. Okay.
Now, and the little secret here is if I add up all these numbers,
Yeah.
the first that we get, it should be equal to 1,
Okay.
which means if I add up all the second set of numbers, they should be equal to 100
Yes.
because, right? And then if I add up the third percent, it should be equal to 100, but you might have rounding errors.
Okay. See, I think that's
But
my
you don't.
problem. I think what my problem is, I think I'm getting the answer right. I'm not doing the rounding right.
Okay.
And that's what I think that's really what my problem is, because I remember doing the dividing and that seemed really easy. And then I would get the number and I think that I would round it wrong. And
Yeah.
then that's when I'm
Where,
getting them wrong.
Yeah. Now there'll be some tricky rounding, but for 90% of the time, it's going to be pretty straightforward. The number they want you to round to, you look to the right. If it's 0 through 4, you just cut it off and you leave it the way it is. If it's 5 or above, you add 1 to it. And that's it.
Okay.
And once you practice it enough, it'll come pretty easy.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Cause I was just like, it seems easy. It's just like with all these, like, if I have the formula for most of these, I'm fine. It's starting out to get that formula is like,
Understood.
Oh my God, it just makes me want to scream. I put this computer down 19 times last night trying to, and then I would come back to it and I would get one right. And then I get to the next one and I'd get frustrated and I put it down and I come back to it and I get it right. I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm done with math. I hate it. It's my worst subject.
Well, ask your button's good. Also email me if you want to. Do you stay in Tulsa or are you out of town?
I'm Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow. You can always come to 42nd and Sheridan, or we can do a Zoom call. Just tell me when you're available, and I will do my best to make myself available. There's a few times that or there's a few hours in the week that are sacrosanct that I can't move anything around, but for the most part, I can help out.
Okay. Okay. Do you feel like doing one more?
Sure.
Okay. So it's a big one. Number 17. Like, it's stupid big. And I feel like I just get overwhelmed by it.
Okay, so
now, do you want me to give you my numbers? Because I hate listening to you with different numbers.
Okay, yeah, give me your numbers. Oh.
Okay, so I'll read along with you. So it should just be the same story, different numbers, right?
Right.
Okay, so you are catering the manager of an upscale hotel. Last Saturday, your staff catered a wedding reception in the main ballroom, during which 69 chicken dinners.
Okay, let me write this down.
Okay.
Chicken. Did 69 of them.
Okay, 253 steak. And 138 fish dinners.
Said 253 and 138.
Yep. So 69, 253, and 138.
Okay. And it's chicken, not chicken.
Yep. So 69 chickens, 253 steaks, and 138 fish dinners.
Okay.
And then that's
all
it.
All dinners are the same price. The hotel charges per person for catered events.
Yes.
What percent of the total meals served with each type of dinner? Okay. So number one, we need to know, I'm gonna put a line under that. Maybe. So we can kind of, okay. So we need to add these three numbers together to get the total number of dinners, right?
Right. Which I've got 460.
Correct. Okay. Now, each one of these, if you want to know the percentage, okay. Now, when you do this, it's going to give you a decimal. You have to move it into a percentage. Okay.
Right.
So I'm going to take the 69
Okay.
and divide it by the total number, because the denominator is always going to be the total number we're talking about, right?
Okay. So 015.
Yep. We're going to do the same thing to this one,
The steak and the
253.
chicken.
Yep, divided by 460.
53 divided by 460, 0.55. And fish, 138 divided by 46. Ooh, 138 divided by 460, 0.3. So I got 0.15 chicken, 0.55 steak, and 0.3 fish.
Yep. Now,
Okay.
to figure out the percentage, you just put the decimal over two places,
Okay.
which is the same as multiplying it times 100.
Okay. So
So,
15.0
mhm.
or
Okay.
hold on.
In order to change from a decimal to percentage, move it to the right two spaces. Move
To
your
the right
decimal
two
to the right
spaces. So I'd move it. So it'd be 0.15. So I'd move it over in front of the 5, right?
Mhm.
So it'd be 15.
15%. There you go.
Okay. Okay.
And the next one would be what?
And the next one would be 55%.
Yep.
And the next one would be, okay, so I only have a 0.3, so I can only move the decimal over one time.
No, because there's an infinite number of threes, or excuse me, infinite number of zeros past that 3.
So it'd be 30.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And how do we know we're
I did what you
right?
told me to. I times it by 100. So I got that one. Okay.
So, and how do we know we're right? If we add up all these percentages, everything together should equal to 100%, right?
Yep. 5, 7, 8, 9.
Boom, there it is.
So 15% chicken, 55% steak, and 30% fish.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so here's my next one, because your number's gonna be different. So B, if 20,700,
Okay.
so 20,700, 20,700 was charged for all the meals, how much revenue did each type produce?
Okay. So let me turn this into money. So $20,700.
Yep.
I'm gonna move this over. All right, so $20,700. Now, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna get rid of that 100. That was just a kind of a double check. And what I'm gonna do a little. This has nothing to do with you.
Okay.
This is just something I need to do to make it work out when I start doing the math, because I'm using Excel. So, there we go. So 15%, 50%, 30%. Now, in order to, if you're doing it on a calculator, you need to work with the decimal. Don't work with the percent.
Okay.
Percent is just, it tells you, it's almost like a visual representation, because we can kind of visualize what 30% is, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. But when you put it in a calculator, you want to deal with this number right here.
Okay.
The 0.15 instead of the 15%. I know it's the same number. It's just represented a different way. Now, so I'm going to take the 0.15
Okay.
and multiply it times my revenue here.
20,700.
Yes.
3,105.
Yep. Do the same thing again.
Okay. 0.55. And what you said we were timesing it?
Timesing it, yes.
Okay, 20,700. So I got 11,385.
Correct.
And then 0.30 times 20,700, 6,210.
And how do we know that those numbers are right? Or
You can add them all up,
we
they
have-
should equal out to it.
they should equal out to $20,700. Exactly.
Okay, 11,385 plus 6,210. There we go. Okay. That was easy.
So if there's a 20% price increase goes into effect next month, what will be the new price per meal? All right. So I am going to copy all this.
Okay.
Let's move it down here. All right. So the same percentages work out, right?
Yes.
But our total is going to be 20% more.
Right.
So you're going to have to multiply it times 1.2.
So my percentages, my first percentages times 1.2.
No, the total of your revenue is going to go times 1.2.
So 20,700 times 1.2.
Yep.
Okay. 20,700 times 1.2. 24,840.
Right. So that's your 20% increase, right?
Okay.
Now, the other way to figure that would have been to take your 20,700, multiply it times 0.2, which is 20%, right?
Yeah.
And that would have gave you a small number, and then you would have added it back onto your 20,700, and you would have still came out to 24,840.
Okay. Okay. Oh
And
God.
then you take the 0.15 times this, the 0.55 times the new number, and the 0.3 times the new number.
Okay.
Well,
I think I like the first way around.
oh no, you don't have to do that. You don't even have to do that. I'm sorry. I'm sending you to another direction.
Okay.
So our new total is 24,840.
Right. Uh-huh.
The question, we got to look at the question. We want to answer the question. If 20% price increase goes into effect next month, what will be the new price for each meal? So the new price for each meal will be this total revenue
Uh-huh.
divided by however.
The original total revenue.
No, the new one.
Okay. So the 20,700.
No, the 24,840.
24,840. Okay, got it.
And then you're just going to divide by the number of meals, which is 460, right?
Yes. 54.
And that's
$54.
$54.
Okay.
So that's what each meal is going to cost. And for $54 a meal, get the steak. Okay. So when photographers, florists, DJs, bands, and other outside vendors are booked through your office for an event, the hotel and at the
So mine
hotel
is
and
900 and a half.
Yeah.
Or nine and a half. Sorry. Mine is 9.5.
Okay.
And last year they charged 185,000.
Okay. So it's 9.5%, which we can turn into a decimal at 9.5%.
9.5.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And then last year was how much?
185,000.
Okay. Okay. So now you're going to multiply that 9.5%, which in order to change it back to a decimal, you have to move it to the left 2 times, right?
Okay. So 0.95.
Nope, twice.
Oh,
And just remember, there's an infinite number of zeros before that 9.
so 0.95.
Nope.
Oh,
Move it over 2 places, 0.095.
0.0. Okay. 0.095. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Got it.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yes. Yes. You said there was an infinite
Move it
number
over.
before it and I had to move it over through. Okay. Got it.
Okay. So now we're just going to multiply this. We're going to
And
multiply, this times the 195 or 185,000.
Okay. So it's 0.095 divided by,
Times multiply.
oh God, what am I doing? Zero. Okay. 0.095 divided by The 100
multiply.
Why am I thinking that? Okay. 0.095 times the 185,000,
Absolutely.
17,575.
Yep. And I'm going to show you why you don't divide. If I take 185,000 and divide it by that,
Yeah.
I get a huge number.
Okay. Okay.
I get a giant number that doesn't make sense, right?
Right.
Because
Exactly.
if they're getting 9.5% out of 185,000, there's no way they can get $1,947,368, right? And
Yes.
that's another thing, and I haven't said it to you guys, is one of the things I always say is look at your answer and does it make sense? Right?
Right.
So if you would have divided that, you'd have got this huge number and you'd have been like, oh crap, what did I do wrong?
Right.
Okay, last piece. If your boss is expecting $22,100 in finder's fees revenue next year, what amount in dollars are the services must be booked? All right, so
My number's different. Hold on.
okay,
It's hold on. 22,800. Hold on. I'm having to plug you in. Hold on 1 second. Okay.
that sounds unpleasant.
Okay. Let me grab my pen.
That might hurt. Be careful.
Okay. I got you plugged in.
Okay.
So. Okay.
Okay, so-
If the boss is expecting 22,800 in finder's fees, revenue next year, what amount in dollars of these services must be booked?
Okay, so we're still going to work with our 9.5%, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, but what we don't know is this number, the revenue, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So what if we set up an equation that says 0.095
Yes.
times X,
Uh-huh.
right? Because X
Yeah.
is going to be our revenue that we don't know what it is.
Right.
And that needs to be equal to
22,800.
22,800.
Okay.
Now, you want to get the X by itself, they're multiplying 0.095. So you divide by 0.095 from each side. And of course, you're going to get a bigger number like we did last time, right?
Okay.
So take 22,100 divided by 0.95.
24,000.
0.095.
Oh, okay. Sorry. 22,800 divided by
Mm-hmm.
0.095. 240,000.
Absolutely.
240,000.
Yep.
Thank you. Let's submit. Make sure I got all of them right. My luck. I'd get off here and they'd be all wrong. Yay, I got them. Okay, perfect. That's all I needed.
All right, no problem. If you need any more help, all you got to do is ask.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to
Bye.
stop recording and I'll see you next week.